Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon, your host, and I have Stefano with me. I know that's an unusual. Say it right away before I forget it. No, I won't forget it.
I forget
Stefano, you forget it. You
I
have
forget
it,
it.
and it's your name. Now, a funny thing happened the other night. I was up at the Sterling Club, and I was, as usual, poking around and sort of seeing who's there and who isn't there and everything else. And I'm just about to walk out of this room. Stefano says, he looks, says, "Is that you, Ninon?" How did you recognize me?
I recognize you from watching the show.
So you're one, because I haven't seen you. I hadn't ever seen you perform or anything, and I thought, the reason I went in there, I was in the other room, and I thought, wow, that's a great voice. Let's go and see what's happening over there. That's why I went over there. You had a fabulous voice.
Thank you. And some of your friends were in the room, I
Yes.
believe.
Well, the guy was. This was even funnier. A guy was actually in the room that had been on my show that afternoon, who I didn't know at all. I had no idea who he was. And he was singing Frank Sinatra. He actually has a very good voice.
He does. I think his name was Greg.
Greg.
Greg?
You got it. And he was
Romanowski.
Romanowski, that's right. And I'm sitting there, I'm standing talking to you, and I'm looking at it. I know that guy. He was just on my show this afternoon. Small world.
It is a small world.
So you have to be very careful what you do out there, because you never know what's going to happen.
You never know what's going to happen, or who's going to be in the room.
Or who's going to be in the room. And then because a lot of people know me anyway, and I don't know them, but they know me. Absolutely. But you had a good turnout for you.
Thank you. It's been going very well at the Sterling Club. I'm very honored to have the opportunity to perform there. A lot of great acts, national acts as well. Dionne Warwick is getting ready to do her 46-week residency there.
Oh, really?
She starts on March the 24th.
And she's going to sing in the same room you were in?
No, she's actually going to be in the main
the
showroom.
Big long room. The big
long room, which they call the showroom.
The showroom, yes.
I was in the Spirits Lounge, which is a lounge that's open to the public.
It's fabulous.
It is fabulous. And then they have the main bar that they have that's for the members for their dinner and drinks and cocktails.
That's the room I was in. I was in there with a friend of mine.
Correct.
And we were sort of, having drinks and everything else. And then I had this miracle voice. So where else do you perform?
Well, I would have seen you, and I don't mean to interrupt you before I lose my train of thought on that. I would have seen you in the Spirits main bar. I was scheduled to, but because of the influx and the fans that have been coming out to support me at the Sterling Club, I had the opportunity to go in the other room, and they said, Stefano, it's time to move you into the big room again. And I said, okay, I'd be more than happy to. So it was really nice that people get to go in and dance.
And you can dance there, and you can actually get that. You can get up and sing too if you would like. Only if you have a voice. Please don't get up and don't have a voice. You might think you have a voice.
Well, some of the entertainers, I invited other entertainers from the local community.
What was her name? Janelle or Joelle?
Joelle Righetti.
Joelle Righetti was there because she came out and then you also had another young lady there.
Kelly Vaughn.
Kelly Vaughn was there. They've all been on my show. So as I'm walking into the Sterling Club, they're all saying, hello, Ninon, because they've all been on my show.
And then your other one came in, right, I believe just as you were leaving the second time, was Sally Olsen and Ned Mills, the Carpenter's Legacy.
Yes, and then they came in as well, absolutely. And they're fabulous as well.
Well, that's my goal, is to set up an evening, which I'm in talks about doing with the Sterling Club and the organization, to have an entertainers, the Insiders Night. So it'll be a night for all entertainers, fabulous. Media, talk show hosts, and everything, producers.
That means I'm included.
Absolutely. You're welcome. This is an invitation right now. To come on in and have a night with your loved ones, your immediate friends and family members.
But all mixed with the same thing, doing the same thing.
Correct.
And this is what this show is all about, is trying to get everybody together. Not to get the singers, I don't want to introduce you to anybody because I might not get the job if I introduce you to them. To get them together.
I agree with that, but you see, this is the thing about myself. I have a product, and I know you never heard me sing until that evening.
No.
But I do something that no one else can do.
Oh, good. What is it?
Sing in my voice. No one will ever have my voice. We can all impersonate. As a singing impressionist, I do Neil Sedaka, Barry Manilow, Elvis Presley, but I'll never have their voice.
So you do it with your voice?
I do it with my voice.
I love that.
And I allow other entertainers to come in because it's an opportunity to meet other people. Well, people like to collaborate with each other, work together in a professional setting. And I may say, you know what, I'm looking for this specific voice and I can't find it. But I could go that night and hear someone or meet someone, and someone refer him to me. and say,
Yes.
Stephanie, you got to hear this person. The stage is the stage.
Yes,
it's
it
never
is.
my stage because I don't
It's
own the
everybody's
stage.
stage.
That's right. And no stage for me is too small, and no stage is ever going to be too
Too
big.
big.
And everybody's welcome on my stage, because if I go and feel as though that someone may take my job, well, then I need to work harder.
Then you've got to work a
because
little
that
harder and
person
prove
worked
yourself.
harder than me.
Absolutely.
But I don't fear that, because I never take anyone's job.
No.
I would never. I've covered for entertainers in the past, and entertainers have had me come back to me and say, well, this showroom or this restaurant wants you there now and not me. And I tell them, tell your restaurant, don't worry about it. I don't want your job. You know why?
You stay there.
There's 7 nights a week. You're there 1. They can pick me up
Another
6 other
different-
nights.
See, that's why people
And they should
like
have
you.
confidence
That's
in their
why-
talent.
That's why people like you.
Thank
You're
you.
funny you should say that, because I've got a lot of people in town that have either not copied my show, but they started up the same talk show, a talk show, the idea of what I've done. And everybody there said, well, you know, they're taking your show. I said, no one can take this voice, number one.
That's right.
This is my voice, and no one's going to, thank goodness they won't, but I don't think they want it anyway.
Or the face.
Or the face, thank you. Or the face.
Absolutely.
Or the face. So I'm never, to me, that's a compliment, though. You know, somebody else likes what you do and they want to copy what you do and do what you do. It's a compliment. So, but what I do like about you is that you use your own voice. You don't try to have somebody else's voice. Because I always think if someone's impersonating somebody else, and they think they've got that good a voice to impersonate, so like a Frank Sinatra, or if they think they've got a voice like Frank Sinatra, they've got to have a pretty good voice.
They do, and you know, it's really ironic because my good friend that I grew up in the same town, the same street, and didn't know was Chris Jason. Chris Jason,
Chris Jason,
has
I adore. He's
the
fabulous.
best Sinatra
Sinatra.
voice.
Yes, he
Him and
does.
also my good friend Brian Dupree, who also does Frank Sinatra. It's probably the closest voices you'll ever hear to Frank Sinatra, with the intonation, the diction, pronunciation. You don't have to look like someone to sound like them to play that role. But what Chris does is he does his thing,
Yes.
and he does it his way, not Sinatra's way. And when he does it, you also hear the beauty, the timbre, and everything about Chris's voice. And you say, that boy is classically trained. And he's a man, I shouldn't say boy. That man is classically trained.
Yes.
He's an amazing singer, and
Yeah.
he can do so much more. And that leaves me wanting to come back and see him, because I
Yes.
want to know what else he can do.
Well, how could he do it? I mean, how does he do it? It's funny, a friend
That's
of mine
right.
went to see his show last night, and she said that Chris was singing. She said it's just the nearest I've ever seen to Frank Sinatra. She said, well, he doesn't look like Frank Sinatra. And I said, well, he doesn't want to look like Frank Sinatra. He
That's
doesn't
right.
want to do that. He wants to be his own person, and that's what gives him what he has.
And that's why his name is Chris Jason.
Yes. Yeah, that's
and not
right.
Christopher Jason Sinatra.
No, but that's true. So you've never wanted to impersonate. You can do your own thing.
Correct.
Now, do you write your own music too?
I have written my own music. I have a beautiful song that a dear friend of mine, yesterday was his anniversary of his passing, Mr. Ben Masidi, Italian boy from Naples, Italy. He grew up with me in Johnston, Rhode Island. He wrote a song with me called La Donna del Ballo, which is the lady of the dance, because I do sing in English and Italian. So and in the song, I sing both English and Italian with it. So it's really nice.
Can you give me a couple of bars of that?
Of course I can. At the Sterling Club, March 16th, Wednesday night. My vocal coach, Ronnie Fabre, would not want me to do that right now, because I had coffee, I haven't had my water yet,
You
and I
haven't had
don't
water,
want to done any vocal
So, do you know
warm-ups.
what I love, though, about you? You're being honest,
That's the only way to live.
isn't it?
Well, because, you know, my mother is my life. She raised me
Is she
to
still
be
alive?
respectful, but to be honest and have no filter. And that's why I'm so brutally honest that sometimes it can hurt you. But you know
Yes.
what? I'd rather have someone see me. It's transparent.
Absolutely.
And that's the good thing about
Well,
it.
you know, the reason you like that is because you're comfortable with yourself.
Yes.
You walk into a room, you're comfortable walking into the room, you're comfortable on stage. When you're comfortable with yourself, that is half the battle of living.
Absolutely.
And my greatest thing is go into your bedroom, because that's the tranquil place in the whole house, supposedly, and just sit there and just be you. Just, who am I? What am I? What do I want? What am I doing? How am I going to do it? And not try to be like somebody else. And so many singers want to be somebody else. that
They
have
do.
beautiful voices.
But people, not even just from the singing point, and an individual person wants to always seem to act as though they want to be someone else.
Yeah.
My mother always told me, watch your 3 M's. Watch your manners, watch your mouth, and watch your mother. You never know where I'm going to be to get you. And I will come and find you. Or I'll know about it. But the thing is I don't have to worry about, people say to me, oh, what did you think of that person? What did you think? I don't judge their talent. Listen, I enjoyed it. You know, that's right. Everybody's different. Everyone sounds different. I can't say someone's a better singer than me, and I would never say I'm a better singer than anyone else. And when people come up to me and say, oh, you were excellent, and you did a beautiful job, and I know I made a mistake, I never say, oh, I made a mistake, or I missed that note, blah, blah, unless it's a dear friend of mine that can give me help. Yes. Like Ned Mills.
Oh,
I can ask Ned for
yes.
true constructive criticism,
Absolutely.
and it's professional,
yes.
you know, breathing technique and whatnot. But I just say thank you, because those people are first-time listeners, or they're there to enjoy you.
Yes.
But see, my job as an entertainer, and you know this because you do this, Ninon.
I do.
My job is, I have a saying called, these 4 walls. Within these 4 walls, my job as an entertainer is to make everyone in the audience forget about everything that's going on outside those 4 walls, and to let them enjoy the music, reminisce on the music, remember where they were when they first heard it, or their first dance, the first kiss. And you do.
You have to
and that's what
them.
pulls them in.
I hope am I capturing right now? I think we're both capturing right now. We're both doing this together.
Well, they're looking at your face and listening to my voice.
Well, I know about that. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Sweet, absolute sweet.
But that's my goal, is to make them enjoy it and forget about everything. If I've done that, then I've done my job as an entertainer.
And that's what they say. Even if you're a speaker out there, if you're on stage doing anything, you have somebody in the middle, and somebody on your right-hand side, and you focus on the people that are enjoying you. You don't focus on the people that are not enjoying you, because they always bring you up, and they're always looking at you, and they're smiling, and they're laughing. And that's actually the key to any performer, is to have your beginning, your middle, and your end, because that's what it all is. That's a movie, that's a show, that's anything, that's your singing.
That is it.
You have your beginning, you have your high, and then you have winding down, and that's how your show works, and that's how everybody works. We all have, we have our main course. We start with something, then we have our main course and a couple of drinks, and we slowly wind down. We enjoy. But that's life.
That is life. Sinatra said it. That's life.
That's life. Well, see, I got him to sing a couple of bars.
Oh no, that wasn't singing. That's the thing. Sinatra spoke on key, and that's why my dear friend Chris Jason is so darn good.
I know,
because he speaks on key.
He's right on key.
You hear the diction when he says the word or the name God. He doesn't say God. Oh my God. He says God.
He pronounces the whole word.
He does. And Mark Maynard, and Kelly Vaughn, and Joel Rigetti, and other entertainers. I mean, the Bronx Wanderers, Vinny and Vincent John. Amazing performers.
The talent in Vegas.
There's so much talent in Vegas. But remember, we all came from somewhere else.
Well, I know where I came from.
Yes.
I came from my mother.
You did. That's why my mother always told me, Stefano, remember.
There was Ninon, where'd you come from? I said, my mother.
Yeah. Well, because you can have 100 fathers, and that's no disrespect to men. You can have 100 fathers, but you only get one mother.
One mother.
That's right.
And don't ever forget that out there. It's funny how men are always very attached to their mothers. And I guess I've often thought it's because of the opposite sex, which is number one, which we automatically have that attachment. But it's funny because when you find a man that loves his mother, you know that's a good man.
That's right.
You know that he's right on par. He loves his mother. He respects his mother.
And that extends to their immediate family members, their brothers and sisters. Frankie Shinta, God rest his brother Joe's soul.
Yes.
He loves his brother and what his sister performer as well.
Yes.
But he's on his own right now, and he's creating a brand new show. And I wish him the best. But those are the family values that I grew up with.
Yes.
And those are the things and the stories that I tell during my show, whether it be at the Sterling Club or when I was on the Dennis Bono show talking about it or not. Or I tell it through the songs that I select.
That you select, that you actually write yourself.
Absolutely.
Do you like writing?
I do. I like writing. I write a lot of poetry.
Oh, really?
I do. And I read 1 hour every evening. And now that I'm getting older and I'm in my 40s, I have to wear glasses.
Oh.
No, it cuts down to 15 minutes before the headache sets in. Because then I start listening to myself.
Yeah, So you have little rituals that you do every day.
I do.
Does that keep you focused? Would you advise that for people to have something definite?
Yeah, I would say absolutely. But the thing is I know with this things that are going on in the country and around the world in the last 10 years, and entertainment's changed on a daily basis.
Yes.
I don't have a job in 9 to 5 or serving tables like I used to going in. I work in the entertainment industry.
Yes.
Anything that has to do with singing, acting, dancing, or choreography or production, those are the things that make me happy.
Yes.
So as long as I'm doing something that I truly love, everything is
Well,
great.
you're going to make it better anyway.
Absolutely.
Do you do much movies? I imagine you do a lot of movies.
No, but I used to do film and television when I was younger, which I don't talk about much. But I will say this.
What were you in? Oh, come on, we can on you're on the
Well, I
show.
was
Come
on a soap opera.
Oh, what were you on? It's coming out now. Now we're
Well,
winding
you're
up.
gonna have to. I'm gonna have to ask you what show I was on
I don't
when
know,
I
'cause-
see you at the Sterling Club.
Oh, okay.
You'll have to
Okay.
ask around
I'll
because
have to
only
ask
so
around.
many people know.
Okay, well, no, I want to know because I don't forget I wasn't in America. Maybe then.
Okay, I'll tell you this. I was.
He's teasing me. I gotta get it out of him. It's all right. Come on. Come on.
We'll tell you soon. One
Come
of
on,
these
Frankie
days,
boy.
I'll
Come
tell
on.
you.
Come on, Frankie boy. Come on.
It was actually Days of Our Lives.
Oh, and he's keeping that a secret.
I played the young Bo Brady in flashbacks. I
how
wrote my own
amazing.
storylines and scripts to be on the show
Really?
with Joseph Moscolo, who inspired me. He played Stefano Demira, and he inspired me to go and sing. I was doing a television show called Working with Fred Savage. It was Working on NBC. And I was singing underneath the bleachers during the breaks of the show. At that time, I was just learning the blocking. I was brand new, almost like an extra, but a
Oh.
glorified extra because I had one
Pass.
line and one
well,
movement.
once you have a
with them,
line, you're
interaction.
no longer an extra.
That's true. And then all of a sudden, they asked me to sing. And they're like, who is singing? And it was me under the stage. And I was singing the Christmas song for the Jewish community, Dreidel, 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 we made you out of clay. And then all of a sudden
Oh,
they
my
filmed
goodness.
it, and I was part of the show. So I was working on that show. So it was really cool. My hair was down to my shoulders. But this is in the 90s.
Yes, okay.
So, but I've been singing since I was 5 years old, and I love it. And
It's your life.
it is. And now I'm getting ready to retire, not from singing.
No, you can't retire.
I'm gonna retire and go on a cruise line and perform
Yes.
and be a entertainer, cruise director.
Really?
That's my goal, is to
And
be
you
a
want to
cruise
do
director.
that? This means, I think, I'm just assuming, this means you are not married.
I am not married.
I
No.
see. I figured that because if he's going on a cruise and he's going to be gone, you either have to take the wife and the kids.
And people ask me all the time,
How do you manage
can
to
I get you a
escape,
date? And I go, absolutely. You can take me out on a date, and my fee is $500, as it would be if I were to go and sing somewhere. No, I'm just kidding.
He charges
I don't charge $500.
He charges more than I charge.
I don't charge.
no,
But I've been
Well, this
invited
is-
many places, and I will go everywhere with anyone. I
Do you
love
have any
going to see
children? Do you have
shows.
children?
I do not.
So you don't have children. He doesn't have a wife. And are you eligible or you're not eligible?
I'm eligible.
Totally eligible, but that doesn't. Now girls, hang in there. I know he's good looking and all this stuff. 'Cause when I went in this room to see him, I went, oh, good looking.
And he can sing something.
And he sings
Not
as
much, but
well.
something.
Great personality.
Thank you.
It'd
Thank
be
you.
great on a cruise.
I would
But
love to
also
go back
to
and do
sing,
it.
to sing on a cruise ship, and also to be a director as of the entertainment. I
That's
think
right.
that would occupy your time because I think you get a little bored just singing, not doing anything else. But being a director, you've got something to do.
Interacting with people from
Yes.
all over the world. That's
Yeah.
what I like to do. I like to,
Absolutely.
and that's why I knew who you were from watching your shows,
Yeah, isn't that
watching your
nice?
clips. And as soon as you walked through the door, I literally finished the song and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ninon is here." I recognize people
Yes, and
because
that was
I've
very
always
sweet.
wanted to be recognized as an entertainer.
Yeah.
So why shouldn't someone else be
I
recognized?
was just so sweet,
and
and I
pay
was
homage?
so surprised. How can anybody reach you to book you?
You can actually visit me on YouTube as Stefano DiSanto. My show is called Icons of Vocal Review. You can also contact the Soundtrack Music Productions at area code 401-301-3450. And of course, I'm sure your production team will provide my email address, which
will.
is my first name, Estefano, E-S-T as in Thomas, E-F as in Frank, A-N-O, 118 at gmail.com. And now, Nina, Ninon, back to you.
I love it. And Stefano is
The one
amazing.
take.
Yeah, all in one take. We don't have to go for number 2. You know, it's funny, I always do a one take thing, and my producer, she said, how do you do it in one take? I said, well, that's up to you if you like it in the one take.
That's right. Well, you know what?
The
You
first take
practiced
is always the best.
always.
Always the best. You can repeat and repeat and repeat. Never comes out the same as the first one. And Stefano has been amazing. Don't forget to find him. And when are you at the Sterling Club?
I'm in the Sterling Club next Wednesday, March 16th, and then the new schedule will come out for April and May as well.
Fabulous. So we'll see him there. But don't forget to go to the Sterling Club and see him up there. Absolutely amazing. And don't forget to go to YouTube, Vegas Live with Ninon, and don't just subscribe and join. There's all sorts of things there that you do. Enjoy. We'll be right back with our next guest. Take care.
Far, we've been traveling far. Got a dream to take them there.